welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to attempt to finish a lot of the series I'm in the middle of. I'm currently in the middle of 31 series. 9 of them I can finish by reading one book. I have this pile of books that are the last or latest in the series. Like Reckless just came out. It's the second book in the Powerless trilogy, but the third book isn't out yet, so right now this is the last, so I can finish the series by reading this. So when I'm considering like finishing it, I'm finishing the books that are already out. And books like The Final Gambit is the last book in the Inheritance Games trilogy, but there's still more books existing within this world, but I'm counting it anyways. So I'm gonna attempt to finish a few of those in this video. I did start another reading vlog earlier this month, read like 20 pages, never picked up the book again. I haven't read a single book this month and it's July 15th, and I feel kind of slumpy, and I hate that. But I've been sick for a really long time. I went to Amsterdam, I went to the Era store, PCD is hitting hard, but I think I'm fine. I'm fine. But I really need to push myself to get back into reading because, like I said, I haven't read a single book this month. So we're gonna change that, hopefully, in this video. 9 books in series that I'm enjoying. I don't know, can we put the camera so you can see them? Okay, you can't see all, but you can see like parts. I have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarrow's second book in like the Fourth Wing. Really loved Fourth Wing. Don't know why I haven't picked this one up yet. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I liked It Ends With Us. It's not my favorite book by her, and it's not my favorite book ever. I don't think I loved it as much as everyone else did, but I did enjoy it. Never really had any desire to read this one. Bought it on release day, and then just put it on my shelf and never looked at it again. Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo is one of my favorite authors, and I read Ninth House earlier this year. Absolutely loved it. One of my favorite books ever, I think. So I'm very excited for the second one. Rule of Wolves, also by Leigh Bardugo. The last book in the Grishaverse. The second book in the King of Scars duology. I loved King of Scars. Never picked that one up. I was so sure I was going to read it like right after. Didn't. And I just keep putting it off because I don't want the series to end. I'm not ready to say goodbye to the Grishaverse. But I might have to eventually. Like, I have to read the book. I want to know what happens. I just don't want it to end. So I'm a little scared. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like the way the last book ended, I kind of forgot about that, but now like thinking of it, I'm just, oh my god. The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, that's like a standalone series. It's the second book to The Cheat Sheet, which I read in June and I really loved it, so I'm excited to get to that one as well. Read 2 Sarah Adams books in June and I loved her writing, so I'm very excited. Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Oh my god, I'm excited. I loved that first book so much, so I need to get to the second one. The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. I love Frida's writing, but the whole Housemaid series makes me so angry. I rated both of the books very low, like 2 and 3 stars. But I still love her writing. Like, I think her writing is 5-star level. And I know this one's a little bit different, so I'm excited to see what I think. But I'm also scared because they make me so frustrated. Then I have Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which I'm very excited for. Didn't love Powerless, but I really love Powerful. And the ending of Powerless, really have to read this. But I don't want to be honest. Like, right after finishing Powerless and Powerful, I really wanted to, but like, not really in the mood right now. And then I have The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, the third book in the Inheritance Games trilogy. I told myself I couldn't buy The Brothers Hawthorne before I finished this one, because that's like, it's in the same world, it follows the Hawthorne brothers. This trilogy like follows Avery and her life with the brothers. I think the older one is just the 4 brothers told through Grayson and Jameson's POV, I think. Might be wrong. And then another book comes out July 30th, I think. So I would like to just finish this. But now we need to decide which book to start with. I'm not sure I'm feeling romance, and these two are a no. I'm gonna have to get to them eventually, but I don't want to right now. I don't think I'm gonna read Reckless either. I think I'm choosing between Hellbent and The Final Gambit. Or Rule of Wolves. I really want to read that. I think I'm gonna think about that for a while, and then I'll let you know when I've started reading something, because I don't know what I'm in the mood for. First, I'm gonna change out of my jeans because I cannot wear them. Like, it's 11:30, just got home from IKEA. I need to get out of these jeans. But I'll choose a book and hopefully we'll enjoy it. I'm 55% through The Final Gambit. I'm on page 206. In the beginning of this, I was a little bored, like not much was happening. We're following two mysteries. The first one, don't really care too much about. I think because of the way the last book ended, I'm not that interested. I didn't really like that ending, and that was disappointing. So now that we're in this book following the events after that, I just don't care that much. And there's also characters I just don't care for in here. The second mystery I find really exciting, and every time we get like a clue or something happens there, I get like, whoa, excited. So I'm liking that. And now something is happening, like it's a lot more tension now, and I'm enjoying that more. I think I definitely have a favorite storyline in this book, and I'm hoping to see more of that. We're in the middle of something big, kind of, and I think what's going on now is what brings out the most emotion from me. So I am enjoying it. It's not my favorite book so far. It's not a 5-star. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star, but I am enjoying it, and I think it's fun, and the chapters are very short, which I like. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading for a bit, and I'll let you know what I think. Update time. I haven't talked to you in a really long time. It's now July 30th, yes, and I finished this one 2 days ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was a little boring in the beginning. We were like following two mysteries, and I only cared about one of them. Like, I cared about more about Avery's little game more than the whole group's game. Like, I know that it was both like important to the story, and I liked it more towards the end when we got like more into it, but it just took some time for me to actually care. Like, it says on the back here, Avery thinks she knows all the family secrets, but when a familiar face arrives with shocking news and a plea for help, it's clear there is one last puzzle to solve. I wasn't too interested. I didn't like the person, so I wasn't really that interested, but the book was good. I like the relationships between everyone in the Hawthorne family and Avery, so loved it, but it just took some time. I don't like it as much as the first one, and I still think I like the second one a little bit more. I just didn't like the ending of that one, so I think I'm gonna rate this either 4 or 4.25. I haven't completed this idea yet, but that's my thoughts on that for now. Like, the writing of that book, really good. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm really excited to continue with like I think there's spin-offs, like the Brothers Hawthorne and The Grandest Games, which I think is coming out today. But then after that, I picked out Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. It's the second book in the Alex Stern series, and the latest book. It came out a while ago, but I haven't read it yet, and I'm waiting for book number 3, so I'm gonna read this. I loved Ninth House. It was one of my favorite books, really enjoyed it. This one, I'm only like 30 pages in, 35 pages in. I'm not as interested. I'm a little bored, but that makes sense because nothing has really happened yet. I'm 30 pages in. But I am very excited because I really like Leigh Bardugo's writing, and like the way her writing was done in Ninth House was some of the best writing I've ever seen, so I'm expecting this one to be the same. So I'm excited, but right now I think I'm gonna go take a shower and then I'll see you after, because my hair, I don't know if you can see, but it's like really disgusting right now. I need to wash it. So I'm gonna go take a shower and then I'll either sit here or outside reading. I really want to sit outside a little bit. The weather isn't too good, but it's still warm outside, so I want to spend some time outside. But I want to shower first, so let's go. It's August 1st. As you just saw, I was sitting outside reading. I'm now about 170 pages into Hellbent, and I'm definitely liking it more. We're more into the story, things have happened, and I'm a little confused, but I'm enjoying it. Like, I think the story is fun. I don't think I love it as much as I did with Ninth House, but that might be because with Ninth House it was so new. With this one, I've obviously seen it before because I read the first book. It's very different, but it's still like the same. So I'm really enjoying it. I said this before, but I think Leigh Bardugo's storytelling is so good, and especially in this series, like, she just carries me along the story so well. I'm so interested in her writing, and there's definitely some shock value to her writing. There's things she's written that I'm like, oh, right. And it would have been so different if she has written it in a different way. Like, these are things that could have been written so plainly, but she's just so good at making it interesting. And there's a few places I wanted to tab, but I didn't want to go and find my tab, so I didn't. And I don't really want to tell you what it is because it is spoilers. So I'm not going to talk too much about the storyline because I feel like everything in this will spoil the first book and this one, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm really enjoying the writing and I'm enjoying the story. I really like the main characters in this book, this whole series really, so I'm having a fun time. I wish I could see this on screen. Like, I want a TV show or a movie or something about this series. I think that would be so fun if it's done well. But I'm enjoying it. I'm reading it pretty slowly, which is weird because Ninth House I read so quickly. So I don't really know what's going on there. I think I'm just demotivated. And it's so hot outside. I was sitting outside, but like, I was kind of dying because it's so hot. So I can't really focus. And when I'm inside, there's so many distractions, so I don't want to read. But I think I'm going to take a little break, sit down, edit for a bit, and then I'll try to read a little bit more later today. It's currently 4:50. We might be going down to the city today because there's like a blues festival, and yeah, we want to go. But I don't know if we're doing that today or maybe another day because it's on until Sunday, I think. But that doesn't matter. I'm gonna go now. I've been reading for a bit, having fun, but now I'm gonna take a break. So let's go. Remember to drink water. It's very important, especially when it's so warm. I'm trying to not be dehydrated, so But that's it for now. I'm gonna go and I'll talk to you later. I have a little haul. I don't want to film on my camera because it's upstairs and I don't want to bring the trash upstairs. But I have a package. I know exactly what it is. I ordered it a long time ago, but they didn't have it in stock. I don't know what happened there, but I'm gonna open it and we're gonna look at it together. I hate when it won't open. It's just a little novella, Midnight Mass by Sierra Simone. It's like the novella after Priest. So, I know it's inverted, but yeah, that's it. I don't know how many pages it is. 150. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I didn't love Priest, but like it's very hard for me to not finish series. So I bought this so that I can actually get through the series, because I know I technically don't have to. What the fuck just happened? The story is definitely changing. I wasn't expecting that, I'll tell you that. Don't close. Like, I know it's like a horror, it's paranormal, and there's been ghosts, but I was not expecting that. Whatever, I'm gonna continue reading. Remember when I said shock value? Right here. I tried to start the rule book. I'm not too far into it. I'm like 60 pages in. And there's something about the book I like. And I feel like I'm probably gonna feel a lot, and I'm most likely going to cry when like things go well, or when there's some kind of declaration of their feelings. Which, like, obviously I can't know for sure that that's gonna happen, but I'm assuming that happens since it's a romance. But the characters are so annoying. The man, he's so mean. Like, I get it, he was hurt, but it's just being rude. Like, this is an adult. He's like a full-grown adult. And he's treating her with... he's just so badly. And it's so petty for no reason. Like, there is a reason, but I don't think it's a good reason. Yeah, you can treat her like a human being just because you have this history together. It doesn't mean you get to treat her like that. Like, this is in a professional setting. If it was just like meeting up, I get it. But like, this is professional. You're working together. This is your job. If you can't manage to treat another person with respect in a professional setting, you shouldn't have a job. Then just quit the team then. It's just so annoying. And the girl, she's just so unrealistic. There's like, you take every single stereotype of romance female lead and put them into her. Like, why can't she stay serious for 2 seconds? You're trying to, you're in a professional setting. Like, why can't they separate their personal lives from a professional setting? Just, you're trying to work together and you keep joking over and over again with a person who doesn't want to hear your jokes. Like, stay serious for 2 seconds. Can you do that? Clearly not. And just all of her little traits, so quirky and fun, like, actually stop. The overly positive, oh, I'm gonna joke about everything. I don't like it. It's so annoying. And I want to read the book, but the characters are bothering me so much. And I know that I'm gonna end up liking them. But I don't want this. So I think I'm gonna, like, soft DNF it. I'm not gonna DNF it completely. Like, I want to finish it. I like Sarah Adams and I want to finish this book. But I don't think I'm in the mood for it. And, like, I was in the mood to read. And I've been in a slump, so it's, like, good that I want to read, but, like, I don't want to be angry. I want a book that I can enjoy. Hi. So, first things first. Dyed my hair. Should I turn some more light on? Why is my camera battery flashing? That's very unfortunate. But I dyed my hair. It's now brown. I'm very happy with it. Will potentially go darker next time. Finished Hellbent yesterday and I really loved it. I don't think it's a 5-star. I could give it 5 stars, but there's a few things that I didn't love. So I'm trying to be better at actually rating them for the whole book and not just what I felt at the end. So I think Leigh Bardugo's writing is so good, extremely good. And this story is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I feel like in any genre, there's always these similarities that you can find between, like, every book. And then obviously authors make it original, but they're still, like, based on the same things. This one, never seen anything like it before. So it's very original. At least I haven't seen it. If you have, I can't really do anything about that. But to me, it's very new. And I love this story. And I love the characters. When I read the Housemaid series, I always mention how it begins. Like, it begins at the end when something is happening and then you go back in time and build up to that moment. She did that in this book and I didn't love it. I feel like it didn't fit into this story and it kind of ruined the structure of it for me. So that is something that's lowering it a little bit down from a 5-star. There's also, in, like, the first third, I don't know, there's some time jumping that I just didn't love. I would rather have that than another 100 pages in the book. So I understand why it's done, so you can tell, like, the story without doing all of the details in between, which I'm grateful for. I feel I was a little confused because of the missing periods of time, but, like, it makes sense. And I wouldn't have, I don't want her to. Camera died. Are we surprised? Not really. Do not fall. Now if I hold this now, it's gonna be, like, the wrong way, so I'm not gonna hold it, but I'm still talking about Hellbent. What was I saying? I think I was at the point where I don't want it to be longer, so I'm glad she decided to do it that way. What else was I gonna say? I should have written down my thoughts before doing this, because I can never think when I turn the camera on. I had more to say. I don't know. I love this book though. and this series, it's so good. And there were points in here where I was like, can we speed it up a little? Can we move on? It's a little too long, maybe a little too detailed. But then, like, if I was in a chapter and I felt like this is too detailed, then we got to the next chapter and I was grateful for those details. So I think I'm just impatient, and that's not the book's fault. It's not Leigh Bardugo's fault. Because I feel like even though at some points there was a little too much details, we needed it for the story. It was necessary. And it all made sense eventually. And I think that's a really... this just shows that he's a really good storyteller. He knows what we need. And then even if I'm upset about it in this time, I can be grateful for it when we get to this time. And these characters are really growing on me. Some of the characters I didn't love in the beginning are now some of my favorites. And especially like the relationships between the main characters. Obviously Alex is the main character, but the rest of them who are all in this together, it's just so special to me, and I love this series. I think this might be one of my favorite series I've ever read. And that is kind of weird because I've been putting this series up for so long for a few different reasons. One of them is that I was reading the Grishaverse universe, really. And something about me, just I need to finish that before I start a new series by the same author, which is so bad. Like, I don't have to do that. I need to stop that because there's so many books I want to read, but then like I can't because I'm reading another series by this author. And then when the time comes that I can actually read them, I don't want to read them anymore. And like, it's not that big of a deal. I can just read whatever I want. But I've been putting that off for that reason. And because it's a horror. And I didn't think I was gonna like that. Like, this is very different from all of the Grisha books, like Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows. Completely different vibe. And I didn't think I was gonna like that, to be honest. But I loved it. And I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And I keep thinking about this book. The first thing that I thought about when I woke up today, this book. And the third book isn't out. I'm pretty sure she's making a third book. She's gonna have to, because it ended in a way that absolutely needs a third book. But there's no release date for it. There's no info on that book at all, but I need it right now. So Leigh Bardugo, please give me the book. I really need it. But I love that book. Now, on to the next book I'm gonna read. I've decided to cheat a little because, as you saw, I started this and I don't really want to read that. So I'm choosing something else that wasn't in the pile I showed at the beginning of this video. But I kind of don't think about it because usually I tend to put the Grishaverse as one big series, when technically there's one trilogy, two duologies, and then some extra books. One of those extra books is Demon in the Wood, which is a Darkling prequel. So the story of the Darkling before the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So technically I could finish off a series with this as well, because it belongs to the Shadow and Bone story. And it's part of that whole Grishaverse. I'm not finishing the Grishaverse with this. I have 2 other books after this. But it is a series. And I can cross something off of my list. So I'm choosing this one. This is a graphic novel. Because I've been in a bit of a slump. I'm starting to get out of it. But I don't want to put myself back in a slump now that I'm actually getting somewhere. So I want to choose something that is easy. And since this is a graphic novel, that's gonna help. Like, I was sitting and watching a few different YouTubers do reading vlogs, and everyone is reading Heartstopper now and being so obsessed with it, but I've already read that. And I wish I hadn't, so I could read it again for the first time. Because right now, when I'm in a slump, Heartstopper would be perfect. So I was thinking about that. Oh, it's a graphic novel, it would be so easy. And then I remembered I had another graphic novel on my shelf. This one. So I'm going to pick that one up next to finish off a part of the Grishaverse. Finish off the whole Shadow and Bone story. Because at the end of Ruin and Rising, book 3 in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, there's a little story called Demon in the Wood. I'm assuming it's the same story, just told in a graphic novel, and maybe a little more. I think it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's more than it was there, because that was just a little short story, very short. So I'm hoping to get more details in this. I don't know. We're gonna see if I'm gonna read this, and yeah. I dyed my hair and I love it. I'm very happy with my decision. I've wanted to do that for years. Never dyed my hair before. And then I just decided to do it. And then when I sat down and my mom was going to dye my hair, freaking out. But I couldn't stop then, so I did it and I love it and I want to go darker next time. That's all I have to say right now. We're gonna read Demon in the Wood. I finished Demon in the Wood. I didn't feel like it was necessary to stop in the middle of this to give you my thoughts, because it's short and it's a graphic novel, so it didn't really take me long to read at all. So I just wanted to do it in one sitting. This is the exact same story as the one you can find in the back of Ruin and Rising, just told in a different format. In Ruin and Rising it's like a full written text. Here it's a graphic novel. So I've already read the story before, but it was still fun to see it with the pictures, and I really enjoyed that. Don't know how much I can say really, because there's just one little story about one thing happening, and it's not really that interesting. Like, I don't think this is necessary. It doesn't really tell us much. It shows a little bit about how, like, what seed was planted into the Darkling's brain to make him do what he did. So it does something. It's fine. I'm not gonna rate it because I don't know how to rate it, but I'm glad I read it, and it's very pretty and I enjoy having it on my shelf. Now, I don't know if I should just end the video or if I should read another book, because I feel like the video is gonna be so short. Like, technically it isn't that short because it's over 20 minutes, but I just feel like recently, over the past year, people, specifically the book community, have started making such longer videos. Like, now 40-minute videos are the norm, so my 20 minutes is nothing, when that used to be like the normal thing, like 15 to 25. But like, out of the series that I can finish with one book, there's not a single one I want to read right now. And if I'm going to read one, it's gonna have to be the rule book. But you saw how I was talking about that, which is so annoying, because I love Sarah Adams. Do I love Sarah Adams? I loved one book, enjoyed another one, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy the rule book. I just can't get past the characters that annoy me so much. So I don't know if I should just end the video here. I think I'm going to. I read 3 books, but I'm happy with my readings. I'm so glad I read Hellbent finally. Oh, it was so good. Maybe 4.5 is too low because I love that book. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, it would mean a lot to me, and I'm gonna be posting a lot more. I'm very excited. I'm starting to get out of my slump, which is good. I'm gonna continue working on that. Yeah, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, lovers.